Alright, I just looked at the video and realized it's long, so I apologize for that, but I'm not going to edit it. I just wanted to give you an outline of how it's being used by a regular guy. Bottom line is, I like it. Watch the video in its entirety if you want. Give a thumbs up and like it. Alright, so here's part 2 of my review of the new Chromecast with Google TV. So now I'm going to be reviewing the operating system. I did a restart so you could just see it from scratch. But before I started, I'm going to talk about, I did a pre-order from the Google Play Store, or the Google Store I should say, and I'll never do that again. I ordered it on September 30th, the day it was released in the US, and it was supposed to be released in Canada on the 15th. And I have sort of an obsessive personality, so for the last 2 weeks I've been researching it, watching videos, keep an eye on what's happening here. This is important. I'll talk about that later. You see a little gray out. And I've been obsessing for it for 2 weeks, waiting for it to be released, hoping that they shipped it early, and it never happened. And on the 15th they shipped it, but the information never went to the post office, and I didn't receive it on the 15th or the 16th, which was, the 16th was Friday. And then I get an email saying, oh, the post office has it now, you'll get it on the 20th. And today is Sunday the 18th. So I went out and bought it at Best Buy because I couldn't wait any longer. So I'll never pre-order because I obsessed over it too much over 2 weeks. If I would just said, oh, I'll buy it in 2 weeks, I probably wouldn't have obsessed so much. The second thing is, at the end of the last video, I tried to install it, to hook it up, basically, set it up to the network. It was torture. It wouldn't connect to the Google Home app. During the process, there was a little pop-up that said something along the lines of, this Chromecast wasn't manufactured for your country, so it may not connect to your Wi-Fi. I don't think that was the problem, but I had that pop up on my phone. The problem I was having is it wasn't linking my account, so my Google account, my Gmail account, to the thing. It would time out. It would just take forever. So I factory reset it a couple of times. It still didn't work. So I ended up doing it manually. It worked. It loaded up fine. Then I was able to connect it to my home. I don't know. I don't know where the problem was. But anyway, so here we are. It took like 2 hours for me to hook it up, to get it running. 2 hours, because the download of the, it did an automatic update of the software, and that took like 25 minutes. I was kind of far away from my router, so I probably had a weak signal, but it took a good 25 minutes to download that update. So here we are. So I just rebooted it just so we'd see it from start. When you go in, this is the home page. You always start with the For You section, which is nice. And first off, I'm going to start with the good, and then I'm going to talk about what I don't like. There's little fixes that Google should do to it. But the For You page is pretty good because it talks about everything that I may like. So by choices I've chosen. So here, Begin Again. I have no clue what it is, but it's on Prime Video. We see where it's thing. We can see the year it was made, how long it is. When I click on it, it goes into it. It says you can watch it on Prime Video. Or if I've seen it already, I click this, and it's going to be removed. It's going to be removed from my choices to watch. So it's not going to say top picks for you. It's going to be gone because I've already watched it. So I'm going through, as I see something I've watched, I say I've watched it, so I don't keep getting reminded to see something new. This view is excellent. So this view I like a lot because the text is very large. So it's the first column, the For You, top picks For You. Go down here, and there it is. The Expanse, the Starving Games, Star Trek. It's nice, and when I click on it, you can see where you can watch it. Netflix, you go down, you can see the actors. If you go on an actor, it's going to tell you about the actor plus what other things that actor has done. So that's pretty good. These are my apps. I don't have many. I just have the one. I'm paying for these two. The rest are free. I'm not paying for anything else. Not much to say. I mean, if you bought this, you already know about the streaming apps. That's why you bought this thing. So I'm not going to talk so much about the streaming apps. I'm going to talk about the... So here, this is continue watching. It really is only right now working well with Netflix. It's not working with Amazon Prime, but I'm sure it's coming. So here yesterday I was watching The Predator, and I was watching it on Netflix, but it pulls it into the Google TV environment, which is nice. So if let's say I go back to The Predator, I can resume playing from where I was, and it starts playing right away. But if I go back, so there's a back button on the remote. This is the back button. It doesn't jump out of the app, which I think it should, because I didn't go into the app. I went in from Google TV, but that's not a big deal. So you press the home button, and it's going to come back. Then this one is the trending on Google, which is just, I guess, what's trending. I don't think this should be here. I think this should be somewhere else. I don't want to see trending on Google in the For You page, and I'll explain why afterwards. So the rest of the stuff is basically for me. So everything's for me. So we have crime mysteries, we have fantasy shows. So what do we have? The Magicians, The Expanse, Andromeda, Star Trek Enterprise, so forth. Down here, crime, Sherlock, The Mentalist, Castle, and we go down the list of different choice things. So it's all interesting. You can scroll across. I never looked how far. I don't know how many that is, but it's probably 40, I guess. This is my YouTube channel. So it recommends, when you load up YouTube, it shows you the front page. This is what you want to watch next, kind of thing. TV, drama, sitcoms. So it's nice because you can just choose. And I'm going to go back home, back to the For You. So the reason I was talking about the trending on YouTube, trending on Google. So trending on Google, keep an eye on that. If I go to the top and I go back to movies and I go down, there's trending on Google again, and it's the same line. I don't want to see it in my page. I'd rather see it somewhere else. Because in the movie section, this movie section is just, popular, whatever films. It has nothing to do specifically with me. It's just movies. So some of them you have to pay for. Some of them are included in my Netflix. There's Disney. I don't have Disney. So it's showing me everything that's available, which is fine. That should be fine in movies, but I don't want to see it in my page. Anyway, I'll talk about that at the end when I talk about improvements. Death Wish, it's on Netflix. Press play. It's going to jump into Netflix, and then you got to press play again. I think it should start playing right away. And there it is. So we'll go back home. Down. If I press home twice, it's going to go back to the beginning page, the For You, starting from the front. Let's go back to movies. Let's go back up to the top. Let's go to TV shows. So now this is just TV shows. Here we have The Boys, The Simpsons. The Boys is on Prime Video, which I have. Simpsons is on Disney Plus. I don't have. Mandalorian I don't have. So you can see at the bottom here what's, even before you go into it there, that one's $3.99 because it's probably only on the Google TV. So yeah, so you can buy an episode if you want. What else? It has an assistant button, which is nice, so I'll give you an example. Show me the Terminator. So it pulled up different Terminators, which is all kind of nice, and it's going to tell you where they can be played. So if you click on it, it's not available on any of my options, not available in Google Store, so you can't do anything. I'm going to mark it watched, so it's going to give me smarter, intuitive For You page. Terminator 3 here. So you can actually rent it. It's on the Google Store, but I've already watched it, so I'm going to put it on my watch. What else? Do I want to think? Apps. You choose your apps you want to use. Library. So if you're watching something regular, you can put it in your watch list, so you can find it a lot easier. So Into the Badlands I put on my watch list. So if you click on this, it puts it in the watch list along with things that you buy. What else do I want to talk about? I'm happy I bought it. It's something that replaced my 3 other devices, which I talked about in my first video. Definitely, if I was living alone, it would be 100% my content. I wouldn't even do anything else but use this device. My wife still likes to watch TV, so we have the TV tuner. And as soon as I can break away from that, I'm happy to do. What I want is somebody who's watching this video to find me a good TV streaming app. But I want it to have an EPG. So what does that mean? I want it to look something like what I currently have with an EPG. And I can play things really easily here. This is what the service I'm paying for. But I need the EPG, and I need to be able to record things. And I don't care if I have to buy extra hardware, a hard drive to connect to the thing, but I want something, TV thing with EPG. Find me an app, put a comment down below, and subscribe and thumbs up if you like it. So there's that whole chunk. So I'm going to go back home. It's intuitive. It finds things. So remember when I said, look at the gray, you saw it all grayed out? When it's grayed out, it's doing a refresh. So like if you pressed F5 on your browser, let's say you're in YouTube, and you have all the suggested links, and you press F5 or refresh, the one that you just saw a minute ago is not going to be there. It's going to be a new pick for you. So that's what it does. Because as I go through where am I? Oops. So the top picks for you, as I say, I've seen this one, and I select I've watched it, it's not going to pop in that section anymore. When you refresh, it's not going to pop. It's going to give you new choices, and probably new choices in the fantasy shows and things. It's going to do a full refresh and give you new choices, which is interesting. What else do I want to talk about? Would I buy it? 100%. Would I recommend it? 100%. So now I'm going to talk about the little improvements that should happen. One is there's no clock. There should be a clock somewhere here. Sounds goofy, but there should be a clock. I'm going to just talk about the most important change that needs to happen, and I think Google was hinting at they're going to fix this problem. It's that your account, you have an account, there's only one user account, one user profile. So the person who sets it up first is going to be in the For You page. It's only going to be his stuff. Whoever else is using it is going to start, it's going to be difficult. You need 2 profiles. When I first thought about it, I said, I don't need 2 profiles. My wife doesn't watch that much stuff here. But when she was watching yesterday Netflix, it messed up the choices. So you definitely need 2 profiles, 100% 2 profiles, or 1 profile per person using this device. Guaranteed, it's a must. It's a must because it makes it harder for my wife to find content. It's going to make it harder for me to find content that we want to watch. So that's super important. 2 profiles, or 1 profile for everybody who's going to use it. I don't know why it wasn't like that, but it needs to be like that. Improvement number 2, the clock. Improvement number 3. When you start out, so this is the home section. We're up at the top. We're on the the tabs at the top. One press down brings you to this. And the only thing I can think of this is some kind of advertisement. You have every day, well, yesterday and today, it's been the same three things, which I don't mind the background, but it's not a background, it's some kind of advertising for me to buy something. So I'll give, let's go back home. What's going on? Watch Moana, watch on Disney Plus. Trolls World Tour. Why would I want that when all my choices are like science fiction or drama or something like that? Why would I have this there? Moana, why would I have that? The Right Stuff on Disney. This one's from Google Plus, to rent it from Google Play. You know what? I don't mind backgrounds. Backgrounds could be fine, but it shouldn't be a clickable background, because it just doesn't make sense to me. The other thing, so the third thing that bugs me, or the fourth thing, one, two, three, four. Fourth thing. So when we start at the bottom, we go down, we get this stupid thing which I just complained about. Then you go down to the top picks for you. The top picks for you is about this big, with large writing up here. Perfect. That's the way it should be. If you go down to something else, like trending on Google, there's your title, that puny little text there. It should be in the same format as this. So if I go down to this one, like, that needs to be bigger. It needs to stretch it out, put a big thing on the top exactly the way this is doing it. So Kingdom, if I click on Kingdom, then it shows me the big one. Obviously the other one's going to do it. Then it shows me things that are similar to Kingdom, maybe. So if I go down to the one I was just complaining about, small, if I click on it, yeah, it's going to give me the full thing, but it shouldn't be that small. I can't see it from my couch. I don't play games, so there's no games loaded on this. So I don't care about games. I don't even care about the quality. I have a crappy TV. I just want to be able to see it. So how fast is something to watch? Let's pick, I don't know, what can I pick on the Punisher? Let's pick on the Punisher. Prime Video, let's open Prime. Yeah, see, if you had profiles, you wouldn't have to ask it every time which user you want to use. And it does that for Netflix also. So, now this is a commercial. Okay. So, you can fast forward, play, or if you press it once, it just, so fast forward, play, and so forth. It's very nice, very quick, smooth. I like the interface. I like the remote control. Setting up the TV buttons. Can you see that? I don't even know. Setting up the TV buttons went just as advertised. Very simple, very easy. The volume rocker works fine. And a mute button works fine. Yeah, I have to start again because I was just finishing the video and somebody rang my doorbell and my dog went crazy. So the last thing I was just going to say is there's five or six things that I would change. The first one, which is the most important thing, is multiple users, multiple profiles. And like I said, you only have one profile, the one who started the system. You have it just needs two. It needs to 100%. It needs to. The second thing is this advertising here. I don't mind the background. I don't mind it scrolling through movie posters, but this is Watch on Disney. This one is Rent Now. This is Watch on Disney. I don't want, like, just, it's the For You page. So why am I getting an advertisement? I don't think it's right. The other thing is trending on Google. I don't need that there either, because this is a For Me page. It means my stuff, not stuff that Google's trying to make money on. So Disney, Google, Disney, Google, trying to make me buy something. I don't want to. If I don't want to buy something in the For You page, it shouldn't be there. That's number 2. Number 3, no, that's no, sorry, that's number. That was number 3. Number 4 is the font size on the other tabs. See here, fantasy shows. Where's the font? There's the name, The Magicians. It's puny. It should look exactly like this one, Inferno, The Devil's Own, so forth, so forth, so forth, so forth. Shouldn't look like this. They should stretch it out and have the thing on the top like the first column. That was 4, I guess. 5 needs a clock. Need to have a clock. You know, there's a little bit of extra space over there. Put a clock in it. That's it. Sounds goofy, but it should have a clock. Anything else? Anything else I thought of here? No. You know, the movies, I don't care if in the shows or the movies that it says I have to pay for something, because there I'm making the choice to search for something maybe it's not a for me thing. It's just a general thing. So here, this one you got to pay. You know, you got to pay for these ones. Or because it's not, you know, you can rent some are free. This is my Prime Video. Okay, I can see this one, but I can't see Netflix. Disney, I don't have Disney. I get it. But it shouldn't be in the For You. The For You should be everything that's I already have. That's it. So I'm going to end it here. Like, subscribe, and find me a good TV provider, internet, IPTV that has EPG. Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Thanks. Oh, and the last thing I just realized, number 6. So I said 5 things were wrong before. There's a 6. The 6th is a refresh. You need to be able to force refresh it. So on the control, if you press back button, it goes to your like screensaver, you know, these are my Google Photos, you know. So if you press home twice, it should refresh, or 3 times, something, but you need a force refresh so that your choices will change. Because let's say I'm looking at all these, no, I don't like anything that's here. I want to refresh. It does it every once in a while, but it doesn't do it often enough. So you need a force refresh. You need user profiles. You need to get rid of this stupid thing. And you need to get rid of trending on Google from the For You section. And you need a clock. And you need to increase the font size. Those are the things that I think need to be improved. Other than that, it's all fine.